Hello and welcome to another video on the Manarocks beta. It's going to be a bit of a special because I've got free codes from the developer that I can give to some of the commenters on the video. I'm going to be giving those out on I think Friday afternoon or Saturday morning, whichever one's like 2 days after this releases, and those will give those players, well, they'll get the closed beta experience like I've had, and hopefully it'll be added to the population a little bit so we can more easily find some games. But today, for the most part, we're just going to be taking a look at the green gold ramp, get to the competition right at the end. This is a green gold ramp deck that is sort of focusing on getting some fatties out ahead of schedule. Then we're going to play a spell called Shattering Wave, which is going to destroy all the mana. And then hopefully we're going to be able to finish the opponent off before they're able to rebuild, as well as being able to rebuild a lot faster by ourselves because we do have a good amount of ramp in the deck. Okay, so I did pick the green hero, but I could have also picked the gold dwarf. But because his special power is just deal 2 damage to target enemy and hero, I don't feel like we're super aggressive. I think I'd much rather have the Illyrian Forest Elf because her special power is to restore 2 health to a character. So be that whatever fight we've got in play or ourselves if we're feeling a little bit behind. So to start off with, I've got what I would say is a green staple here. And this is the Flonorous Elves. So this is just a 1-1 for 2, so not the most impressive stats, but it will be able to perhaps soak up an attack or be able to gobble up whatever X1s our opponent's got. But the main reason for this being in the deck is it will increase your hero mana by +1, and that doesn't matter if this stays in play, it's only when it enters this is going to happen. So if we did pick the gold hero, it basically still add the green just because of the way the mana system works, but you're always going to be +1 in total. And this is going to help us to ramp up to 4, which is really important in this deck as we will get to with when we talk about the Lapidary. Okay, so the Healing Balm is pretty much in here for the same reason as in the Reanimator deck and any other deck that I play is just if you are falling behind because you're not a really aggressive deck, this will help you to stay in it, as well as just keeping whatever your big blockers are, just keeping them healthy and able to keep trading or just defending you from your opponent's aggression. Next we've got the Sunstone, and I'm pretty sure this is busted. Just click it to get +2 hero mana this turn and you lose a charge count, you get to do it twice. And generally I'd advise doing this on a turn that you didn't play it so that you're actually able to get really ahead. So if you activate this on 4, you'll have 6, and if you activate this on 7, you're on 9, which is the sort of turns we're going to be able to just play some really absurd threats. So Pacify as well, because we're not aggressive beatdown, I still think this is the best removal spell in the game because it just destroys a creature like no questions asked. And because we're not beating down our opponent, the supposed downside isn't really even there because we do have the max health to hit. And of course, if it's just getting rid of something that would threaten us in the late game, that's sort of fine because our threat should be so big that the restoring health shouldn't be too much of an issue. Next up we've got the Herbalist Healer. I think this actually got a really good body for the cost, as just a 3/4 for free is sort of fine really. If your opponent's playing a beatdown deck, then it's still going to be pretty difficult for them to get past this, as well as being able to heal you free health in the early game or like one of your other units in the later game. We've also got the Lapidary, which is the 4-drop you really want to be ramping into with the Flonorous Elves. And this will increase in +2 your hero max mana. If this is the first gold spell you play, it will increase your hero mana by 1 and your gold mana by 1. But this is really impressive because this will help you get down to 7 on well ahead of schedule. Next up we've got the Throax. And this is just, as we're ramping, I don't really mind the cost too much because this is 4 power, it's going to deal 3 damage, which is probably enough to kill something or at least finish it off with an attack from the Flonorous Elves. But you get to draw a card as well, so it will replace itself, and if you do ramp super heavy, we're just able to cycle through our deck as well as perhaps even getting in a couple of chip shots at the opponent's face. And then here we've got one of the sort of finisher pieces, we've got the Jari Lafar's Regent. And this guy is probably not going to be played super early, although it's sort of nice with all the ramp we've got. And this increased the cost of every card by double. So after we do Shattering Wave, if this is in play, it's going to be really hard for our opponents to rebuild. And if we've already got fat guys in play and other ways to ramp, then we should be able to overcome this downside really easily. Got the Rhino, which is just like a 5-power 6/6, which is just a huge wall, and it's just so good at stabilising the board, as well as just being able to kill your opponent really quickly. Next up, we've got the Dwarvenation, and this is just a 5/5 for 5, which is perfectly fine, like passes the vanilla test, but when it enters play, it's going to draw a card, it's going to keep cycling you through because we don't want to just be drawing a bunch of ramp in the late game, we just want to be able to cycle through it and get to our big threats. We've got the Oakenshield Druid, which is a 3/8 for 5 with alert, which means that it gets to attack and block. And it's just really hard for our opponents to be able to get to us from here. And this is probably going to be like our plan B of if we're just making fat guys, this is going to be able to protect us from our opponent. And then we've got the Shattering Wave, which is basically the reason I built the deck. It's going to destroy all mana on each side, so we're going to place on our side. We're going to play on our turn as a sorcery, which means our opponent does get the first crack at rebuilding because they'll get 1 power to start off with, but we've got all the tools to be able to rebuild a lot faster, and if we manage to keep the Sunstone in play from earlier, then we should be able to play this and then play something else. So we could even go straight to like onto mana, getting straight back up to Jari, and just keeping that in play, just really shutting the door on our opponent. Next we've got Northern Griff Rider. I think this is one of my favourite legendaries. We've got no way to recur this in this deck because this is just green and gold, but it's quite an aggressive body. It's able to at least trade with something in combat and then just leave like a huge blocker because you will get that Whitetail Griff, which is a 5/6 on defense. And it's just a really good way of stabilising the board, because you basically neutralise 2 threats from your opponent. If your opponent's playing like a weenie strategy, like they're playing the White Wolves, then it's going to be pretty difficult for them to push through beyond this point. As well as if you're against a more controlling deck and they were planning on killing this with a removal spell, then if they bounce it, you just get to rush it again, and if they actually kill with a hard removal spell, then you're still left behind with that 5/6. Also got the Healing Elf as well, which is going to restore 8 health to your hero. And this is going to be really helpful if we're ever falling behind on the board, as we'll be able to heal ourselves basically back up to full, I'm hoping, and still have this body that's able to pressure the opponent and the opponent's board at the same time. Let's got the Golden Golem, which is just another huge alert body, which is just going to be really defensive and hard for opponents to ever actually get through. And I do like these huge alert bodies with the hero power we've got, because it's just going to make it so difficult for our opponents to ever get through. Then next up we've got the Gumas, the Acid Dragon, which is going to summon 2 Acid Hounds. So you basically get 10 powers worth of threats for 7 mana. And if you're able to do this really ahead of schedule, you just able to control the board from here on. The 2 Acid Hounds are allowed to trade, and then they'll deal some damage to your opponent as well. And then you've left around this 6/6 that's just going to dominate the board. We're playing 2 Hydras because I did make a bit of a misplay in the Reanimator deck, but really diversifying your threats is perfectly fine because you can actually play 2 of this because this isn't a legendary. But this is just the generically really good Hydra, just can't be targeted by your opponent, so if they are a more controlling deck, they have to directly attack this, which means you're probably going to be able to like 2 for 1 or more for them to actually get through it. Then finish off, we've got the Giant Stag, which is just the fireball of the deck. Now this is also another defensive threat because of the alert, so it gets to really put our healing to work here, these huge alert bodies. Last up, I thought I'd try an even bigger alert threat, so the jury's out whether we're going to be able to cast this, but if we don't go in for the Shattering Wave plan, then it should be pretty easy to make this on like turn 5 or 6, and the game should just be over for our opponent from there. Okay, so I'm going to try and jump into the ladder and see if anyone's available to play, but if not, I'll just try 2 games against the AI, and then we'll get into that competition and let you know what you need to do. So, as again, we are in closed beta right now, so there's not too many of us playing, but you can, on the Discord, you can sort of send people a message and see if anyone's ready to play. Just stick it in like one of the general tabs. But it's quite late where I'm recording, so there's not too many people online right now. Okay, so we're on the play here. We did end up having to play against the AI here because there was no one really online, but I'm going to send a message to Discord, see if anyone's around for the second game. And for this is a big mulligan because we really do want to find our ramp spells. Against the Snow Charmer, I do like both the Manarocks and the Herbalist Healer, but I think I'm happy to just mulligan this just to try and find our ramp pieces. Okay, and this is perhaps another problem you can have with the sort of ramp decks where if you just sort of miss, then it can suck pretty badly. But if our opponent doesn't do too much, then we should be in pretty good shape here. So unfortunately next time we probably just will play it on the Herbalist Healer. Just because our opponent is going to be able to start pressuring us with all these wolves. But then next time we're going to get to throw axe this and just use the healer to kill something else. Okay, well I'm not going to be able to use the healer now, perhaps use the snow kill spell on it. We'll do the Flanor ourselves, but I'm sort of okay to do that next turn. I'm just going to snow axe there, just kill the 3/2. And nice. We don't need this quite yet, but the Shattering Wave could be pretty good later on. Okay, well, facing down a 2/4 here. But the Oaken Shield Druid does need 5 green mana. It's pretty mana intensive there. So I suppose we're just going to play out the Manarocks Elves just to give us a bit of respite, and then we'll just heal ourselves for the turn. And pass the turn. So next turn, probably actually just going to play the Oaken Shield Druid here. So actually we're going to Manarocks Elves here. And then it's going to put us up to 5 left. Rats. So I'm not actually able to do what I was hoping to do, because we'd spent the green mana, so that was a bit of a mistake there. I was hoping to play this plus the Rhino, but next turn we will be able to play a 9, but all these green spells are like really heavy in green actually. So we do need to get one of our alert threats out pretty quickly. So could Healing Elf, and I think that's pretty reasonable really. So basically heal ourselves again. We'll go all the way up to 32 here. We'd have a 4/4 in play, and then next turn we're going to be able to hopefully start going off. Our opponent is getting close to the sort of maximum lane limit here, and they're going to have to sort of sacrifice some of the units here just to be able to get through our Healing Elf. Now, it feels pretty good for us. We're just like gained 10 life and then managed to kill 3 of our opponent's units. Though we are really getting beat down here. So we do have 10, but unfortunately we can't do 2 5s. We could do like Jari plus a 5-drop, which doesn't seem too great. I feel just make the giant stag here. Kill off the 3/6, pass the turn. Our opponent's going to have to put a reasonable amount of resources into killing this, so I have to attack like the 5 and the 1, or yeah, just these 3 units. Okay, so they've got a Lord effect here. They have the Snowcap War Chief, but we should be able to deal with that this turn hopefully. So pacify this just because it's a lot of power in play. Then let's play the Oak Shield and then just heal ourselves. Can't heal because that's actually a double. So a lot more problems do come up when you are playing the second colour here. So maybe we should have just been playing a straight green ramp deck. But I do think the Lapidary and Shattering Wave are still really good. I've managed somehow to be able to grind our opponent out. And this Beast Commander just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Let's go with this huge dragon. Reasonably happy if like a combat trick or something happens and we end up trading here. But if we can just manage to sort of stabilize here, then we should be in okay shape. So we do have to attack this here, which is going to kill our thing no matter what. Then we'll just throw access just to keep everything out of play. Stop anything from harassing us. There we go, just like the +2 hero mana, solve what we wanted. I really want to fix the green. Though I'm not sure if 10 is actually the maximum. I suppose we'll... Yep, we didn't increase this turn, so I suppose 10 is actually the maximum there. But I'm just going to keep adding stuff to the board here. The next turn, if our opponent doesn't put too much of a fight, then I am reasonably happy just to Shattering Wave. Okay, well, this is probably enough to do the job. So we'll Shattering Wave here. I don't have too much pressure in play. It's like a sort of another 2.5 turn clock here. But we will be able to heal our units, and all of our opponents' spells are going to cost twice as much. When they're making like 2-1s for 2, we feel in pretty good shape here. So just heal up the 3/6. If this ever becomes a problem for us, it's going to be pretty easy for us just to get rid of the king here, and that'll return all our spells back to being a regular cost. But fortunately for us, we've managed to get there, although this was a real tight one, and I wasn't sure because our opponent had a really blistering fast start. And you can sort of see how good even the AI version of the White Wolf deck actually is. Okay, so we've managed to queue into the DAP, just arrange that on the discard there. So I think I will mulligan the Shattering Wave here, and I'm sort of tempted to mulligan the Matiat as well. So I think I will here. I've got one ramp piece and a removal spell to be able to play on 3, but I'd much rather find like a Lapidary, but also just be able to make the Dwarven Ancient. It's going to be pretty good here. And we don't quite have emotes yet. I'm going to assume that's going to be in a patch pretty soon. But it's going to be a really nice curve this here. Just ramp up to 1, and they'll get to throw axe whatever our opponent plays as a threat, and looks like we're playing against the White Wolves again. What's this? This is a Manarocks, so Burial, increase +1 of your hero mana max. So I'm not sure our opponent did that on their turn actually, but we do have to attack this if we do want to get in. I think we'll just keep this. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just kill this, and then we'll just play the healer for no value here. Then next time we'll just chuck out the Dwarven Ancient just to draw a card. Then just try and get ourselves closer to being able to play the Gumus, the Acid Dragon. Although we are pretty locked into playing this when we are at 8 power, because we are going to be playing some gold cards along the way. Scarpron's had a bit of a rough hand here because this deck can be really explosive, especially with the hero power, where it's able to give +1/+1 to target creature. I think we're just playing the Dwarven Agent just to draw a card. But our opponent is left behind with a Snow Wolf, and the opponent's deck's got a lot of synergy with these Snow Wolves, as well as a lot of ways of buffing the tokens. So not only do they have the hero power, which is able to get +1/+1 to a target creature, but they are able to play the sort of artifacts that are able to give it +X/+X as well. So they have the Tundra Wolf here. It's got the effect that other allied creatures gain +1 attack until end of turn, but there didn't seem to be too many good attacks for that. So we can heal this and attack again, but then there's not really too much we can do for the rest of the turn. Because we have 6, we can actually throw axe, but that won't kill this. So I think we will just sort of attack in here. We do lose our threat. Trade off here. And then just follow up with a Rhino. And then just sort of develop our mana and just keep healing this Rhino for a couple of turns until we're able to just like play the Gumus and the Hydra. And Gumus is really good because this is going to summon multiple bodies, and because of the way that the sort of attacking and defending works with the sort of ready row and the exhausted row. So we'll assume that, okay, so this is actually hitting our threat here. And that's probably fair, really. A lot of the snowcap units are actually really good. Like, imagine this if we were playing like a sort of mirror here, and this was just able to like kill one of our units. That'd be super powerful. So I think we will heal our little dude here. Shoot that, and then some soft torn here between like Jafar, but that'd make a lot of our spells a lot more unplayable. So I think we'll just save this throw axe and then just make the acid dragon next turn. Just the multiple bodies should be really good here. My opponent does have a lot of cards in hand, so oh, here we go. Get to see the lifelink. This is like the snow removal spell that deals 4 and you gain 4, so it's pretty nice. My opponent's got the whistle here. It's going to keep summoning the 1/1 wolves as well, but we've got some bigger wolves, and these wolves got a little bit more utility as well because they do have the burial effect where when they die they deal 2 damage to the opponent hero, so they sort of are still able to pressure damage even if they are trading in for our opponent's units. The opponents have the Blizzard here, which is going to deal 16 damage divided, and that should be enough to kill everything. From what I understand, if something's already been hit, it won't get hit again, so that is actually just like a board wipe in these sort of situations. But they do take 4 from the sort of acidy wolves at least. And I suppose now's the turn where we do just like lay down the Hydra. And if our opponent doesn't do too much on the next turn, I might just actually Shattering Wave because we are able to rebuild really quickly with these Manarocks elves. As this will get us straight back up to 4 while our opponent's still on 2, and we will have the Hydra, and then we'll just be able to hopefully finish up by just playing the Jari Lafar's region, which will double the cost of all our opponent's spells, although because our opponent does play a lot of cheap spells, like a bunch of sort of White Wolves and Lords, so actually I see better. Let's play the Sunstone. So we've got 8 left, but we'll only have 1 gold. So I suppose it is Shattering Wave. But we should be able to rebuild really quickly here, on top of having 8/6. Our opponent can't attack this turn because it is in the sort of exhausted lane, and although this isn't the best threat because we can't actually heal it, our opponent isn't able to target it, so they're not able to do any sort of removal spells on it. And next turn, I think the plan is just to Flanor ourselves and then follow up with a Jafar Lafar's region, and that should be enough to sort of close the game. We do have to fight through this 1/1, but we should be on 3 next turn actually because we just ramp it out ahead of schedule. And we could actually just make the Rhino from that if we really wanted to. But right now our opponent's not going to be able to do too much. And actually I think jamming out the Lafar, if they were unable to do anything last turn, then they should just be able to shut the door on them. As now a lot of their units are going to be looking a lot less efficient in the sort of face of this kind of board. Yeah, I probably agree there. So the deck seems actually quite powerful, though it does seem sort of difficult to get all the pieces together. Okay, so those were the 2 games, and there is a competition that's going to be going on. I'm going to try and release this video as soon as possible, but 2 days after the video goes out, so this could be late Friday night, sort of Saturday morning. Anyone who's left a comment, and if there's more than 3, then I will be sort of randomizing the result. I'll be sending out free Steam codes so that people can try the game, they can download it, see what they think of it, and hopefully catch me in the Discord and arrange some games. Okay, so thanks for watching. I've been That Resolves, and this was another video for the Manarocks series.